Let you know about a play that has been called an American classic. True West is written by Sam Shepard. It's about a volatile relationship between two brothers. One is a drifter, the other is a screenwriter. It is about to open at Bare Bones Productions Black Box Theater in Braddock. So joining us now to tell us all about it are artistic director and one of the stars of the show, Patrick Jordan, along with Gabriel King, and actor and fight director, Randy Kovitz. Welcome to all of you.
Thank you. How you doing? Thanks for having us.
And this is such an interesting play because it really speaks to two brothers that have issues, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's a perfect little diamond of a play. It's really funny. It's heavy. It's volatile. It goes into different things. You've got a screenwriter who Gabe plays, Austin, and he's the play takes place about 40 miles outside of Hollywood, and we're at our mother's house, and our mother's out of town. So he's there to write, to have some focus, and his brother shows up and just eviscerates his confidence, and the sibling rivalry happens. So you see these two brothers, and there's the love, there's the hate, there's the all of these different dynamics that happen in a family, and at the end of it, you see that they really want to just be the other one. So a transformation kind of happens throughout the course of the play, that this drifter who lives out in the desert and this Ivy League screenwriter, they kind of want to see what it's like to live like each other. So it's a little, I don't want to say Fight Clubby, but like that kind of a vibe that kind of happens there.
Well, and is there something to be learned from it too, Gabriel? And I understand there are actually funny moments also,
Absolutely, right? Yeah. I think there's a lot to be learned from it. I mean, we talk about the duality of man, the pull of wanting to go live off the grid and be a real masculine man, and then also to make a living and take care of yourself. So I think everybody can relate to this play for sure.
And Randy, you're in the play.
Yes, I play a film producer who's trying to produce the script that Gabriel's character is writing, and then some things turn around that I don't really want to talk about because I don't want to spoil it. But it's a great role, and I'm also, of course, choreographing the fights. This is my 11th show with Bare Bones, and I've done the fights for all 11, and I've been an actor in 3. So Patrick has been the biggest employer for me as an actor in Pittsburgh since I moved here.
He's keeping you employed. That's cool.
Randy's the best in the business when it comes to both acting and the fight stuff, so it keeps it safe.
And things do get a little rough in this play.
They do. Like I said, there's a kind of, it devolves over the course of it. So Mom's house kind of ends up getting destroyed. We kind of wreck her place, and we wreck each other in the process.
Yeah.
It kind of goes like Lord of the Flies. You kind of see what happens when the drifter takes the wheel and the flip happens. So there's alcohol involved. There's lots of heat. It's 100 degrees out. There's no air conditioning. And it's just everything's kind of like falling apart. It goes kind of Lord of the Flies a little bit there. So trash can fires and all kinds of things like that. I stress to you, the play is very funny.
It's very funny.
It's very
we don't want to make it sound too dark.
And what's funny, this play, I've been living with this play. I wanted to do this play for forever, like for 20 years. This is one of the plays that got me interested in acting. And so I've thought about different incarnations of doing this play forever. And then the planets kind of lined up, and the time was now, and Gabe was available, Randy was available, and Heidi Muller-Smith was available. She plays the mom. There is a woman that shows up in this testosterone fest. Yeah, so everything's kind of, I'm really excited to be doing the play right now. And the other thing is, the play looks into basically what's true and false about just basically American culture in a sense. And right now, like basically the idea of the West kind of a thing. And right now I think that it's kind of timely because we don't know what's true and false anymore anyway. So
speaks to
it speaks to what's happening right now.
And before we start learning how to throw punches, which I want to do, we also want to talk about Mindhunter. Because the Netflix show that films here starring Jonathan Groff, you're in it, right?
I have a small part in season 2. It's
which is just dropped, as the kids say.
It just dropped, as the kids say.
That is what we're saying.
Yeah, so there's Holt McCallany right now, and there's Jonathan Groff, and they the cast of the show was great. We had Cotter Smith has been in shows with us before, and Heidi Muller-Smith, she's in season 2 as well. She's in our show. So we've had different people from Mindhunters come to our shows, like David Fincher came to our plays before, and they were all really supportive. Jonathan Groff and Holt, there's really amazing people. It was really great that they show.
I met Jonathan, and he's wonderful, and it's shot here in Pittsburgh. And it's really about the beginning of FBI profiling.
And season two is amazing. I
Cool.
mean, yeah, it's just
Not
really
just
great.
because you're in it.
Not just because I'm in it.
Totally
but
unbiased.
yeah, I'm not. It's a totally unbiased opinion.
All right, Randy, let's talk about throwing punches, because you
Okay.
have taught people how to act and fight at the same time,
Right.
in TV shows and in movies. So how do you come to acquire this talent, first off? Like, did you pick a lot of fights in school? Like-
No, I was the opposite of that, but I had
Okay.
a great teacher when I went to Carnegie Mellon in the 70s, and I had a great teacher named B.H. Barry, who's an English guy, and he inspired me past what I thought I could do, and I was so turned on by it that I apprenticed with him in New York and started doing fights in theater and film and television a long time. I won't say how long, but a long time ago. And so I've been doing it in Los Angeles and New York, and when I moved here, I started doing it here, and now I'm getting very, very busy as a fight director here. It's almost too much, but I really love doing it, and it's a
You
lot
are in
of fun.
demand. All right, so
Yeah.
teach us something.
Okay.
What are we going to learn?
You're gonna. First of all, we got to make sure we're on this camera.
This camera
on the
over here,
actual
okay.
thing. So all I want you to do
directing.
is just
react.
bring your hand across my face.
Okay,
Just
like
nice and
this.
easy. Yeah.
Like,
Just
why I oughta.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But really
Okay.
let it go, and then touch your shoulder so you follow through.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right,
Ready?
all right.
And go. And do it. That's really good.
Oh,
Now
I
do it-
just hurt myself.
Don't hurt yourself. Let's do it one more time. Ready?
Okay. Oh, take that, Randy.
Oh man,
That's
you
the
should.
last time
I
you
didn't
get
want
out
you to
of line.
really hit me, David. What's wrong with you?
It's my brute strength.
Genius.
All right, now can you teach me to be the receivee?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay.
All you have to do is move at the same velocity and direction as the punch is going. So,
Okay.
so as I do this, just move your head.
Okay.
And
Now,
Patrick,
do we
you
need-
can make the sound
Yeah, sure.
for us. Ready?
Okay.
And 1, 2.
Oh.
There we go. How was that?
Oh my gosh. It's like
Feeling
a
good?
beating here on this show.
Yeah.
You could take a punch.
Please, sir, can I have some more?
Now, in practicing this, because there's a lot of maneuvers and there's the coordination involved,
Yes.
do you ever have a misfire and you actually hurt each other during this, or at least
We have not. I mean,
Luckily.
luckily we've been through this enough times. And with Randy, there's the thing about spacing. As long as and you have to be a little bit further away, so the punch isn't gonna really like we're not gonna be like this and throw like a haymaker or a John Wayne punch.
But you've broken ribs.
I have. But that was me being stupid. It wasn't part of the fight. It was me throwing myself on the ground, and I landed on my elbow, kind of a thing. But that wasn't.
The injuries almost never happen during the fights because the fights are worked out specifically moment to moment with safety built in.
And every night before the show, for about 15 minutes before the audience comes in, we work the fight scene like choreography. We go over every
Yeah, we do
little
a
inch
fight
of
call
it.
every
it's
night.
absolutely
A
fascinating.
lot happens with the eyes too.
Yeah.
So like you'll know when the punch is coming. All about eyes.
It's about connecting with it's about thinking of the person you're fighting with as your partner rather than your opponent.
Right.
It's very much about
And
creating
it's about
an illusion.
angles too, right?
It's about illusion, it's about masking, and it really is an illusion.
Yeah.
And the person who's getting beat up usually has to be better at it than the person who's,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm learning so much. I want to be in a production now. I want you to.
We'll be in the next
Well,
one.
come out and
Okay.
see this one.
Okay.
September
Yes.
6th through the 29th.
Well, thank you all for being here. And again, True West opens September 6th at Bare Bones Black Box Theater in Braddock. It runs through the 29th. And reserve your tickets now. Look for all the details at PittsburghTodayLive.com. Well, coming up next, we know everything gets busier in the fall. Kids head back to school, there's band practice, sports practice. It can be a lot. But WW Ambassador Mary Vogliano says that's no excuse to eat stuff that's bad for you. She's in the kitchen with Selena with some easy solutions that'll help you stay healthy and also trim. And then speaking of going back to school, sadly, not all teachers and students will have the supplies that they really need. But a local group is stepping in to help, and you can too. Stay with us on PTL to see what that is all about. And don't forget our speed painter, Cody. He's still at it. His creation is coming together here. We're going to show you the final job on this coming up a little bit later on.